Hi, I'm Brent. Thanks for stopping by. If you're tired of spending lots of time on homemade joinery jigs for your table saw, stick around and I'll show you a solution. So this is the Jointec joinery jig. I designed it specifically for making joinery on the table saw faster, easier, and safer. It has definitely met those expectations and it's replaced nearly all my homemade table saw jigs. Let me bring you in for a closer look. The jig works by moving this aluminum multi-track back and forth via rack and pinion. And to move the pinion, you depress this lever, which will engage a pinion clutch, and at that point you just swing the handle back and forth on its pivot point. You can track how far you're moving the multi-track with the dial caliper. For instance, if the stock is hitting the blade right here, and you want to move your stock another 1/4 inch that direction for another cut, you can zero your caliper out. And then move your stock another 1/4 of an inch. The caliper can also be easily taken off for other applications around the shop, or if you don't need to use it with the jig. For repeatability, you can set up a positive stop in either direction. For instance, if you want a positive stop here on the right, you push your stop against the jig and cinch it down. Now every time the multi-track comes back to that point, you'll have a positive stop for repeatable cuts. You can also set up a range-bound motion. And to show that, I'll just push this stop here to the left over to the jig and cinch it down. And now if I want 1/2 inch of motion, zero the caliper out, move the jig over by 1/2 inch, and then cinch this stop up. Now you have positive stops in that range-bound motion for repeatability. Like most table saw jigs, Jointec fastens to a runner that runs back and forth in your table saw's miter slots. I got sick of fiddling with wooden runners, so I came up with my own universal miter bar, and I'll show you how that works. This miter bar will work in any standard 3/8 by 3/4 miter slot. It'll work in miter slots that are square and also ones that are undercut. I do recommend using this in a miter slot that has undercuts, because this miter bar, since it is tabbed, also functions as an anti-tip mechanism when you pull your jig back away from the saw blade. And to set it up, you loosen these 2 screws, push this top piece over against the opposing side of the miter slot, cinch those down, and you're good to go. The jig fastens to the miter bar with 1 screw in the back and 1 screw in the front. And you can choose which holes you want to use to fasten the jig down based on how far you want it from the table saw blade. The wood clamps to the multi-track with these MFT clamps that have been machined down to fit. I'll now show you how you can quickly and safely remove material without reclamping the stock or repositioning the entire jig like most homemade jigs require. And right here, I'm just loosening a carriage stop so that I can continue removing material in the same direction. So that's a brief overview of the Jointec joinery jig. Check back in for more videos if you'd like to see how to cut popular joinery such as tenons, half flaps, brattle joints, brattled miter joints, and box joints of any size. Thanks for watching.